Frank, thanks so much. And by the way, happy birthday to the Asian Hall of Fame, 20 years old? Yeah? How's everybody feeling at the age of 20? And because Asian don't raise you, look like you're 10. So you got a lot of things in front of you. You know, one of the thoughts as I've listened to so many of the amazing people that have been here in the last 20 years, not only those who've been on the stage tonight, but those who've been on the stage each and every year. I mean, Connie Chung, she's kind of, have you heard of her before? I mean, I wanted to be an Asian American woman journalist. I really did. It was like one of those amazing things. You know, when I started as a journalist almost 2 decades ago, I didn't see faces like myself. In fact, faces like mine actually were not wanted for many reasons, but for one, just that which I am, which I did not know until I was on air. And in 2001, for those of you who can remember, we had few Asian American politicians. We had few Asian American faces on the big and the little screens across our great country. We had few broadcast journalists. Even fewer proverbial as we look for those who might inspire us. The gray hairs, the ones that have been there before us, the ones that tell us we can do this before, the veterans who have paved the way before us. And in fact, when I think of that very idea of gray hair, I not only think of Frank Buckley. Frank is one of the great ones. And as much as he is so gracious to us tonight, I cannot thank him enough for being one of the great veterans tonight. He is certainly one of those people that stands up for who he is and what he does. So thanks, Frank. And that was my attempt at humor, so it's all done for tonight. Don't worry about that. You know, Frank and I are part of a very small TV broadcast brotherhood. And because of all of your work here today in this room, in the very idea of what the Asian Hall of Fame might mean, which by itself, if you break down the very words in it, to me is always a little bit weird in a strange way, but also makes me very proud of what we're trying to say. We are seeing a new energy on our screens. We are seeing new energy, those who are running for office. We are seeing those who are excelling in sports, as we have seen today. We have seen those who are leading in fashion. We are seeing those who are the voices in culture. We are seeing more all across our great country. And that is inspiring. You know, when I think about it, hope has always been here with us in our small little spaces. And one of those small spaces for me is my family. I think of, you know, my mom who grew up in South Central Los Angeles, not too far from here. She sang in the children's choir next to Shirley Temple Black. She climbed the steps at UCLA and became a lifelong civil servant, a public school teacher. My dad, a pastor who went to seminary not too far from here, for those of you who know the area, Fuller Seminary. And he became a social worker because it didn't pay to be a pastor. You know, for them is why I bring this all together. It clearly was not about money. It was about our community. It was why we're here at the Asian Hall of Fame. It was about caring for each other. Rose and Stephen were builders and doers. The Asian Hall of Fame continues that legacy. It raises up the values our parents, all of our parents, embraced and what we think we can be. When I heard about Maki and her team from my sister Kristen, I thought, there's an Asian Hall of Fame? That's exactly what we need. Is that not true? Yeah. You know, my sister couldn't make it today, but she shares this sentiment. She has told me countless times about the inspiring work of the Asian Hall of Fame and what it is doing. It is transformational. It holds up the builders and the doers in our small but big community all along the way. So on behalf of my sister and myself, thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you to the Asian Hall of Fame, to the Chin Foundation, and Maki. This is a true honor for, I know, all of those who've come up here today and over the years, because you are showing that there is a place for all of us.